Champions League nights are back at Anfield. This is the wrap-up. I'm Gareth Roberts, this is John Gibbons, and successful Champions League nights are back at Anfield. It was good, wasn't it, John, to hear that tune play again at Anfield? I mean, it's a bit cheesy and, you know, it's something that UEFA have generated and all that, but to see it happen and shaking the big, you know, the big footy on the centre circle and all that sort of thing, it was like, yes, we're back.
It's become part of it, and I've missed it, and the Europa League's quite nice and we've had some decent nights, but it's not quite the same. It feels like the big time, doesn't it? And it feels like felt like it all day really, across the city, coming to the ground, how busy it was really early, the excitement just building and building, and it was like, yes, this is what you're in it for, this is where Liverpool should be. Is
right, and you know, it was great as well inside the ground, really good atmosphere. Thought the crowd really turned up for the game, and we really sort of threw it in the face of the Hoffenheim manager after all the crap he came out with before the game about Anfield not being special and not that good and not that different. We proved that it is, and the good thing now is, of course, that there are more nights like that to look forward to, and you know, that's a great thing, isn't it, John?
Absolutely, just can't wait for more of the same now. Bring it on.
I think the thing that encouraged me as well, Gibbo, is that, you know, it feels to me right now that this is a Liverpool, in terms of the team, in terms of the crowd, in terms of the stadium, of course, that's all almost geared up for a big European campaign. I mean, the Hoffenheim game, as good as it was, didn't really end up being a sort of famous Anfield night because the game was pretty much over after 21 minutes. So it feels like we've got a big night in our back pocket. We've got a manager who likes to go to toe-to-toe with big names and get his squad wound up and get in their faces. So all of that, you know, gives you a little bit of confidence that could be a good European campaign, couldn't it?
Oh, definitely. I mean, we haven't had a European night yet since the new stand's been built, and so you imagine nights like Dortmund, like Juventus, with an extra 8,000 people. You know, it kind of, you know, really gets you going, doesn't it? And I think I've really enjoyed how the players approached the tie in terms of bit of swagger about them. Everyone said Hoffenheim, that's the toughest draw. Well, we went and beat them home and away, and so I think it just shows the confidence of this team and the fact that they know they can take on anyone.
Yeah, and the crowd as well. You know, the crowd seems ready for it. I think it's been a long time since we've had Champions League football here. I think it's December 2014 was the last time there was a game here, and that was when we drew with Basel. Bit of a disappointing night, and we obviously dipped out at the group stages. This time looking to go a lot further, cheered on by that big stand, as Gibbo mentions. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. I mean, before all that though, there is of course Premier League football, and another big game here at Anfield this weekend, the Arsenal game. Neil's been kicking around on a beach somewhere and he's going to tell you about that game.
Our tour of Liverpool continues. Last week Calderstones Park, this week down the front by the Gormley statues in Waterloo. Our tour of Liverpool continues, but Liverpool's tour of Europe continues. Liverpool qualifying for the Champions League group stages with that result on Wednesday night against Hoffenheim. And what does this tell us? It reminds us of last season. What's happened against Hoffenheim was the end of a process, the end of last season's process, qualify for the Champions League, and now Liverpool have. But what does this tell us about this season? Well, we can look back and we can say Liverpool qualify for the Champions League by 1 point. 1 point from Arsenal. An Arsenal side, they beat home and away, they took 6 points off, and yet Arsenal managed to get points and points and points on the board to take it down to that last day. Liverpool were better than Arsenal last season. Liverpool's football at its best was far better than Arsenal's at its best. Week in, week out, up and down the country in big games, Liverpool produced fantastic performances. Arsenal managed one, albeit a good one, the cup final. But Liverpool were the business. They were just simply better than Arsenal. And 1 point didn't do justice to the gulf that there is between those two sides. Didn't do justice to the process that this Liverpool side went through. Didn't do justice to the quality of the football. Today, we look ahead to the weekend, and we've got the opportunity to yet again show that we're better than Arsenal. Not just a little bit better, but significantly better. But we've also got to look back to last weekend when we beat Crystal Palace, which we'd failed to do last season. That's how we get that gulf that we deserve between us and them. We beat them this weekend now. We beat sides like Crystal Palace, and we go on. We remember that we've got to qualify for this tournament again. We've got to do it again this season. And taking 3 points at the weekend against Arsenal is a massive step in the right direction, and a reminder that Liverpool are indeed one of the best sides in Europe, one of the best sides in England. It should be a fantastic occasion. It should be a great Sunday night. Up the Reds.
Thanks to Neil Atkinson there, knocking round on a beach with statues. But back to the football. Arsenal this weekend, and it feels like a big one, doesn't it, Gibbo? Where, you know, I think bank holiday on the Monday makes a difference, and in that I think everyone will get out with their mates, get out early and have a drink. And those type of things do make a difference, the context and the circumstance. And I think, you know, like I said earlier about Hoffenheim, that the game's won after 21 minutes. You're not going to have an atmosphere that's rocking. Arsenal, big team, you expect a good atmosphere, don't you, Sunday?
No, definitely, yeah. Obviously, it's the second home game of the season, but it's a step up in terms of quality of opposition. It's always a good game against Arsenal. We've had some amazing encounters here, so hopefully more of the same, like the 5-1s instead of the 4-alls. It'd be quite nice, but yeah, really looking forward to it. Can't wait. This place will be booming again.
Yeah, should be goals. There's always goals in that game, but everyone's still talking about the Champions League, of course, and this was our reaction to the Champions League draw. So the draw's been made, Gibbo. We know who we've got. Not dream draw or anything like that, I don't think. Not certainly didn't hear anyone in the office sort of wanting any of those options. But at the same time, fairly pleased. Couple of nice trips in there. Rush is a bit mad.
Well, Rush is a bit mad. We got Spartak Moscow, but considering they're the top seed, it could have been much tougher, you know, in terms of on the pitch. It's a long trip for the players, and it's, you know, the Russian teams are traditionally quite good at home, but then don't travel as well. So, you know, you've got to fancy us at Anfield in that, and considering they're the top seed, then that's not too bad. It's not the nicest of away from a supporter point of view. You know, I think it's expensive visas and all that, and
lads running at you in MMA gloves and
that sort of banter.
Nicking your flag.
I had enough of that in Marseille, to be honest with you, for a lifetime. So I'll leave that one. But the other two are quite nice little trips. Seville, we feel like we owe them one a little bit, don't we? They beat us in the Europa League final, of course. It's Alberto Moreno away, but it's meant to be a really nice city. I've not been. It's warm late in the year, so I think that might be quite a nice one from a fan point of view, and an interesting little challenge. And the last team, Maribor, we don't know anything about, but they play in Slovenia, and a game that I suppose could have been worse.
Yeah, Slovenia is a lovely country as well. Lovely, Anna. Go there, that's boss. Anything else? What did you think of the other teams' draws? I mean, Tottenham's looks a bit of a
Tottenham's tough.
nightmare.
Yeah, I mean they've got the Cyprus, the Iron Apple one, which you were talking about, but they've also got Real Madrid and Dortmund, which is obviously really tough. It looks like Dortmund.
See you, lads.
Well, it looks like Dortmund is selling their best player, but they always seem to replace him with someone. So, Manchester City have got an interesting one. They've got it's Moody. They've got Shakhtar Donetsk, Napoli, and Feyenoord. So, like, I mean, you know, it's an interesting one in terms of watching yourself and things like that. But yeah, and Celtic have got a dead art group as well. They've got Bayern Munich and Paris and Anderlecht. So yeah, all the best on that one.
Yeah,
too.
see you later, Brandon. So yeah, that's been the wrap up.